Well, I think I'm streaming, folks. So today is Friday. Yep, it's giving me an end chat. I look like I'm a little bit choppy, so please bear with me. Um, it's not giving me any option to switch my camera at this point, so I don't know why um, that's the case, but that's all right. We're going to keep on going and use the video that we have and hope it's coming through for you folks better than it looks for me here. I got my right hand man here. I hope he's checking on that. I think I'm projecting and broadcasting. So we're just going to go with it. I just want to wish everybody a happy Friday. It is November 11th. Unbelievable. We're almost halfway through November already. Um, want to make sure to mention and be grateful for the veterans. Today is Veterans Day here in the U.S. And um, Bob and I both have veterans in our families, and we're so grateful for all those that serve to keep us in a place of being able to have a free and happy and peaceful life. It's quite a sacrifice for them and the families, and just want to recognize that and all those that are in spirit that are here with us, reminding me actually before the session today to bring that up straight up and start off that way. Um, there is a sense of wanting to share the peace and um, absolute knowing of all that is and all the reasons why everything happens the way it does when we transition. So, all of us who have veterans in spirit, they are with us and loving us and sending that energy of love and presence always, especially today because they know we're all thinking about them too. Um, I always like to start off on Fridays to give a message to all. And I absolutely would love to be able to share with you a message if you're here and you'd like a card. Just raise your hand. I am Donna Marie Crawford. You can find me at DonnaMarieCrawford.com. I'm not DonnaMarieCrawford.com, but I am Donna Marie Crawford. And I didn't introduce myself at the beginning, so if somebody's saying, tell them who you are and where to find you. You will find more information about me and what I do and offer in the link in the chat, so feel free to go there. If you want to know a little bit more about me or meet with me individually, it's always an honor. I try to have offerings for all comfort levels and many different avenues. Trust to know that I have asked and consulted with Spirit if it's okay to do Zoom and phone, and I kind of got laughed at, folks, because we are connecting with Spirit and we don't need a phone and we don't need to be in the same place, and we can connect. So any avenue that we use is definitely a-okay as long as we're acknowledging their presence and appreciating and being inspired by what's given. Now today I really was drawn to Dr. Wayne Dyer. He's been such a, and we're going to use this deck of cards. Let's see if I can get that into focus for you. He's really been a leading mentor for Bob and I in our life journey. This deck of cards, frankly, has been worn pretty well between Bob and I. We did have, I think it was over a year, we used this deck exclusively. So, inspiration is always a wonderful thing, no matter where it comes from. And Dr. Wayne Dyer is definitely a leader in that, in our journey and in so many others. So I ask that the card that is meant to come through today, November 11th, 2022, to come to the top and be shared. Oh, it's got a beautiful fall color leaf on it. And the need, release the need for the ego. When we release that need for ego, we really do truly connect with divine energy and trueness. The back of the card says the ego tells you that you're separate from everyone else And more than anything, it fears you're living an inspired life. Why? Because when you're in spirit, you have no need for the ego and have no illusion of being the false self. Therefore, the ego has no influence over you. And that ego sure fights to get in there. It's life experience, it's broken records, it's for so many of us that negativity that we feel. I often try to explain it and break it down to simple terms. The way Spirit brings it through me is if it feels good, it really is in spirit. And if it doesn't feel good, it's not. And that's where you can see ego, life experience, that coming through. And when we're starting to feel that, we're meant to hear it as a little tap on the shoulder, a little reminder, not a certainly not a we're never reprimanded by spirit. Just want to share that little secret with you. Um, and what Dr. Dyer sharing with us here, we call him Wayne Dyer. We had the privilege of meeting him in person in New York, and he was actually maybe an inch, maybe two taller than Bob. So he was a towering man with such soft energy. Wonderful experience. I'll have to share pictures of us with him sometime on the website, so be on the lookout for that. But he really had an evolution in his journey, and I'm being asked to share that with you all too. Is we all have evolution in our journey, and we're meant to continue to have experiences one after another. There's no real mistakes. It's only in judgment here, because all is good, and all we have to do is see if it doesn't feel good, then we recalibrate. I love the new navigation system when it says recalibrating, and here comes the new route, and it'll still get you to the same place. Bob has a one turnaround rule when we're on any outing, and and it's a joke now with us, but noticing that we can always change our course is what's being brought through to share with you. Same as us, can always change the course, but don't reprimand. The reprimand is ego. Re-inspiration, recalibrating, that's in spirit. So thank you for allowing me to bring that message through to all, and I hope that really serves those that it connects with, whether it's live today or on the recording later. Know that it really, if it connects with you, it's meant for you. Spirit does get messages to us in whatever way it needs to make sure it's for our best and highest good. So today we're going to start off with Miss Charlene. I love you, Miss Charlene. Thank you for being here, supporting my venture here in live, and you and Bob are definitely the catalyst that brought it forward, so thank you. I asked the cards to bring you the message that is for your best and highest good today, and I thank you again for being here. Keep your life simple. Oh, look at that beach picture, Miss Charlene. Keeping life simple means having faith that your spiritual connection flourishes in a life dedicated to joy, love, and peace. If your daily activities are so overwhelming that you don't make these things your priority, you're disregarding the value of having a simple life. It can happen to all of us, and I know you are a very busy lady, and there's so much for you to do and so many people for you to serve and help, but always comes through me in a way, and it's a familiar, so I'm going there, is grab the air mask first. I don't know many of us who are there with others who are, kids, someone that's not able to do it for themselves, who wouldn't help them first. But that is our nature of service. We have to keep ourselves in that line and not keep excluding ourselves. Oh, we'll let the other ones go first. If we're not helping ourselves and taking care of self and running ragged, then we're not. I've noticed when I was working, the Monday through Friday jobs, that by the weekend I'd have to take Saturday and just rejuvenate because I had done so very much during the week. And then, wonder why the ailments came out on Saturday and Sunday, and boom, back up on Monday, meeting those responsibilities. So keep yourself, Miss Charlene, as a priority in those list of responsibilities, and trust that it really is important. There's the angels. Really is important for you to take time for yourself. Thank you for um, allowing that message to come through for you and for anyone else who connects with it and realizes that it is time to get back in line and not go all the way to the back. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Katrina, for being here today. It's wonderful to connect with your energy. And I ask Spirit, I think I'm going to switch to this deck of cards for you, Katrina. This is the Well-Being, Teaching of Abraham Well-Being cards. Let me just get that up there. I have a blessing of a wonderful collection of cards, and I go with what I'm drawn to. I encourage everyone to do that when you're um, asking for messages or inspiration, and everybody has their way of shuffling the deck, cutting the deck, whatever you're feeling inspired to do it. Okay, so the card that I feel that Spirit is bringing for you today, Miss Katrina, is: the harder I push against it, the more I attract its essence. So many of us think that if we push against something, the lighting is so horrible today. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to work on that so we can get it better. The more we push on things, the more we feel like they're not coming because we're not open to receiving them because we're pushing on them. That's what Spirit just asked me to say. When you find some unwanted thing that you want to shout no at, shout briefly, and then turn your attention to the thing you do want. Any attention to anything is a practicing of the vibration that will bring it onto you. We all need to be reminded of this, and I think for some of us more than others, is that when you're thinking no, 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 you get no, 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 and no, no, no is the vibration that you're focused on. Spirit doesn't listen to words necessarily; it's the vibration. And if you're feeling like it's coming and it's possible, then it is. But if you stay in impossible, nothing's going to be able to happen. So keep on that. When you see what you don't think is possible, then turn it into what is. Pros can be cons and cons can be pros. So let's turn all our cons into pros. And notice how it does affect the effects. How it does affect the effects of what does come attracted to our journey, and what we experience. I had someone really point out to me that it really is a boomerang. It's not immediate, but it's sure going to come back to you. And that was a wonderful way of putting it because, we don't realize that today we're putting out what does come tomorrow. And in these teachings, they try to help us understand that. So I really love Abraham. It's like giving us a way of seeing everyday life no matter when it is that you're looking at it, whether it's 2022, whether it's 1819, or whether it's the year 1963. That was a good year. So thank you for Katrina for asking for a card today, and I hope that serves you in only the best and highest way. Miss Rebecca Berry, thank you for requesting a card for Casper. I think I'm going to stay and go back with that Wayne Dyer deck for Casper. I first picked up that deck and they told me to go to Dr. Dyer. So, okay, for Casper, what is for the best and highest good today for Casper to hear, to bring only the best and highest message in only the most positive way? Spend a few moments with God. Let me see what we can do. There we go. Before beginning your day, spend some time with God during the early morning. When you wake up, say to yourself, "These are my few moments with God." In these moments, reflect, feel the peace, and most important, extend your gratitude. Before beginning your day, boy, this is such a wonderful reminder for all of us, Casper. Spend some time with God during the early morning. You know, we wake up and we start running and we just start thinking about what we have to do. And it was Dr. Wayne Dyer who shared the message to me that we are human beings, but we spend very little time being with Source. We are human doings because we're always doing. Um, when you wake up, say to yourself, "These are my few moments with God." In these moments, reflect, feel the peace, and most important, extend your gratitude. Um, I like threes. I do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. I do things in threes. However, it matches for you, Casper. I feel you're being supported and inspired in a direction that does feel positive to you. I feel as if you're one that does practice that sometimes. And, just a little reminder for you and for all of us. So I really do thank everyone that comes and asks for a card, um, so that we can have messages that reflect what we need to hear and exactly what others need to hear as well. So it's that ripple effect that is just so wonderful. A little dry. Sorry about that, folks. I am Donna Marie Crawford. You'll find me at DonnaMarieCrawford.com. It's in the comments. I offer all kinds of things: mentorship, group sessions via Zoom. Those have been so much fun. Private sessions, phone, email. Email site is under construction right now, but we're going to get that back up soon. And as soon as everything is set with that, but we have all kinds of avenues. And I also have a group of folks that we're all getting together, supporting each other in our intuitive selves so that we can feel supported and not a little bit woo woo or crazy or whatever the politically correct term is now. And you'll find that at freetobepsychic.com. Bob and I are hosting some wonderful souls there, and we meet a couple times a month with us directly, and then we have private Facebook, and there's all kinds of fun stuff going on. So go check me out, see the offerings, and look at the beautiful site that my husband designed for us. Now, Rebecca, I'd like to also give you a card today, and I think that's why Spirit brought me over here to this deck for the Teachings of Abraham, the well-being cards. I should keep showing up there. I gotta turn it down. Thank you. I'm figuring it out. Thank you for that guidance. All right, Miss Rebecca, what is for your best and highest good today? I thank you so much for being here and supporting me and raising up that positive energy that you so project to everyone you come in contact with. My happiness is my greatest gift to others. Huh, how divine, divine, divine. Let me see. It's a little hard with the letters being different colors. Selfishly seek joy, because your joy is the greatest gift you can give to anyone. Unless you are in joy, you have nothing to give away. And in joy is, it sounds like, what is that? Because we don't focus on joy too much. We don't hear that much. I'm blessed to have a little one that up in Connecticut that Bob and I have been in her life since she was a week old, and she is you know a rocket on wheels, and I've called her my joy for years and years, and she looked at me and said, why do you call me that?" And I started describing her, and she was looking at me like, "Well, why does that give you joy?" And I said, "Because you're just you." So just being you, allow yourself to have that joy, Miss Rebecca. Feel those, celebrate those things. Slow down a little bit and take time to celebrate before moving on to the next one, is what I'm being inspired to share. So thank you for allowing me to bring that card to you today. Happiness is my greatest gift to others. Selfishly seek joy. Selfish is such a fun word in the vocabulary because it can mean many things just like every other word in the vocabulary. We just had Halloween go by, and um, Bob's sister's on somewhere, and she mentioned that something was wicked good. And us from Connecticut, that means really good. But when you say wicked here in Alabama, that's not a good. So it's same word, different meaning, different connection to things. So words are words, is what I'm trying to share. And selfish is not meant to be bad. Self, taking care of self, can never be bad. That's why we're here, so that we can take care of self, so that we're able to create and be part of the experience in this journey and contribute to all that is. And you sure do, Miss Rebecca. So thank you so very much. And my sweetheart, Miss Suzanne, is here. Thank you. Oreo is like really wanting to say hi to you, Miss Suzanne, but I can't do all my um, hands at the same time. So I'm doing my best to keep him at bay. But just know he is drawn to your energy. And I'm going to go with that deck too as well. The well-being cards with Abraham. I know you're quite a busy lady and there's much going on. And well-being is the key to all of the experiences that lead us in our journey. So let's give Miss Suzanne the card that is meant for her best and highest good today. Physical well-being is only one good thought away. I love this timing for you, Miss Suzanne. Um, the card is really beautiful in the illustration of the sitting there with that yellow flower, pardon me, yellow bird. And there's another bird off in the corner. You know, when you see that reflection in these cards, they're really pretty astounding as to what comes through on the reflection. You could have every disease known to man within you today, and if you choose different feeling thoughts tomorrow, they would all leave your body. The key is to not give any unwanted thing much attention. When it doesn't feel good, turn your attention someplace else. And this is so beautiful to be shared. You know, we are in that season of overwhelm and doing too much and feeling like we're, dragging. But when we allow ourselves to know that tomorrow I'm going to feel a little bit better, and a little bit more better in the afternoon, and a little bit more better in the evening, and this is going to be all gone. I'm going to feel in perfect health. We really bring that energy in full circle. So this card is to remind us that well-being, physical well-being, is only one good thought away. Um, we all know that there are things that thoughts are things, and thoughts do have the ability to affect our journey, and it will always be only positive effect when that is our intention. So I know you got a busy stuff going on, Miss Suzanne. Keep yourself, as a card earlier that came through, as someone that's important, and do that self-care, get that rest, get that nourishment, um, share the driving so it's not you all the time doing that. And you have that privilege now. It's such a wonderful thing. Enjoy. I know you got a lot going on, and I'm really excited for you all. So thank you for being here. I'm so honored um, to be able to share spirit guidance with you today, Miss Suzanne. All right, thank you, Nigel, for being here. I'm gonna move to back over to Dr. Wayne Dyer deck for you, Nigel. Something's asking me to share from this deck for you today. I'll bring that in case you weren't here. This is the deck that I'm using, Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer. He's really amazing soul and very present in my journey since I heard about him and in Bob's journey way before he ever met me. So, um, for Nigel, I ask for the best and highest good message today and to bring the card that is meant to give him the guidance he's needing. Be inspired. Oh, a lot of inspiration cards coming today. I love the way things do tend to come in groups, and those of us that come together really have that those vibes that kind of bring the stuff in that's what we need to hear, all of us. And I truly believe in repetition. So the message on the back of the card, it's a lovely card, Nigel. Be inspired. It's got such beautiful flower, and you get to see. When you're inspired, you're not judging others or yourself. You aren't bothered by behaviors or attitudes that in uninspired moments are frustrating. When you're inspired, your heart sings in appreciation for every breath, and you're tolerant, joyful, and loving. So it's a wonderful thing for all of us to hear this message. So thank you for requesting a card and having this as your special message today, Nigel. When you're inspired, you're not judging others or yourself. I love that this includes or yourself. Very hard to stay out of judgment of self, but when we do, we are in spirit, not in ego. You aren't bothered by behaviors or attitudes that in an uninspired moment are frustrating. When you're inspired, your heart sings in appreciation for every breath, and you're tolerant, joyful, and loving. And that is another wonderful message to come through for all of us, because, when we're feeling not good and it doesn't feel good, then it's not good. And we're not inspired. We're not in spirit. We're in human judgment, sadness, energy that doesn't feel good. And others feel that from us just as we feel it from them. So when we can allow ourselves to be inspired and to use the things, and coming here today, thank you, Nigel, is one of those things, is to let you know that your natural state is joyful. It truly is loving and tolerant and patient and understanding and all the good yummy things that is truly you. And when we slip into that other side, all of us that have all those yummy parts, which is all of us to different degrees, you have a lot though, Nigel. So know that when you're not feeling those things, that's when you can look and reach for things and allow spirit to inspire and guide and bring you into the more delicious, which is the teachings of Abraham. So we've got a mix of energy there for you with the two beings that I'm working with today in the cards that I'm sharing. So thank you, Nigel, for being here and allowing that message to come through for everyone. Hi, Bridget. Great to connect with you today. Thanks for being here. It's always truly my honor to share messages with others. If you or anyone else here is interested in finding out more about me, just shoot on over to DonnaMarieCrawford.com. You'll find all you need to know about me there. And if you have any other questions, you can always email me and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Thank you so much for taking that time. Spirit's going to bring through for Miss Bridget the best and highest good today, the message that is for you and meant to give you exactly what you're needing in a message. Be a source of inspiration. You know, I love these cards that Dr. Dyer put together. They're beautiful photos and the words, and then there's butterflies sprinkled around, and butterflies are so meaningful to me. And sunflowers too. There's a lot of them in this deck. Be on the lookout for opportunities to be a source of inspiration just by being an example. And I'm being asked to translate that to just by being who you are. By demonstrating your own connection to spirit, you inspire others. And you'll feel inspiration flowing through you. It can seem like, you know, there's times where others don't want to hear the things that come through you, Miss Bridget, or you just don't know how you knew that. Well, you are very strongly connected with Source, and you are a vibrational soul who is meant to beam out that energy to others. I would venture to say, I like to call it bartender energy. I have bartended in my life journey path, and people tell you things that you just don't know why they're telling you that. But it's an energy of a soul who is not judgmental, and they know that, so they share things with you, and they did with me. So know that you are being an inspiration just by being who you are, sharing how you feel your connection is with Source, with Creator of all, and allowing them to share with you things, and then bringing through messages to others that are inspirational. And some of us say, well, why me? And who am I? And Spirit's just bringing right through, Bridget, to give you the knowing that why not you? I know it's kind of a wise guy answer, but I have some of those come through and I share them the way I get them. I think it'll connect with you perfectly. And why not you? Why can't it be you? If you're inspired to do it, um, and it's coming from good intention, then never allow yourself to feel, why me? Who am I? Why not you? You are the who it's meant to be. All right, Miss Lori Ann, thank you for being here today. It's such an honor to share a message with you. I'm going to shift back over to that teaching, the well-being cards of Abraham, through Esther Hicks and Jerry. And we all know Jerry is in spirit and so much guiding Esther in her journey, but really still here in the present, sharing himself with all of us, with that encouragement to keep going and allow that connection to expand. Faith and belief truly allow a different way of looking at things that bring awareness of the unknown, the unseen, into I may not understand all of it, but I'm aware. And being aware can be inspirational. So, Miss Lori Ann, thank you so much. I'm asking Spirit to bring that message to you. They said to open my eyes and say that. And now I'm asking for this deck to bring you the message that is for your best and highest good. And to remind others that if the message connects with you, it truly is for you. I inhibit no one. We each create our own reality. Now, this is a very difficult card to see, so I'm going to do my best, Miss Lorianne. If you look, you'll see that there is a dragonfly wings in there. It's very minute. And I love that the dragonfly is on this card because when you realize that um, the dragonfly is so delicate, yet can do so much and travel through so many things, and I watch it go through the woods, and I don't know how those wings don't get ripped or torn, um, but there's no stopping it, and the trees aren't gonna stop it. Nothing's gonna stop it, and nothing does because nothing is meant to. And when you realize that you do not inhibit anyone, everyone is in their own life journey, our own reality. Um, Open up to being who you are. Um, no one has to worry about who they are. Um, when you're showing them who you are, so that they can be who they are. Circle, but I hope that makes sense. As you find the vibrational harmony with your desires, you are never inhibiting or preventing anyone else from living what they are creating, but you are controlling and creating your own reality. As you find vibrational harmony with your desires, you are never inhibiting or preventing anyone else from living what they are creating. You are controlling and creating your own reality. So that's a beautiful message to be shared, to find knowing that when you do connect with your desires, you figure out what it is that you are desiring, and then you move and shift in that direction. Trust and know that if that shift in your journey, just like a shift in the dragonfly, whatever else is around you is going to be affected, but it's all their experience. It's the tree's experience. It's your experience in your journey. And as you move in the direction that you're going, trust to know when you are in alignment with desire, and the desire has only good intention, and you move in that direction, no matter what happens around you, to those others, to even where you live, it doesn't, it's not a bad thing. And it's not meant to hold yourself back, and it's not meant for you to hold others back either. And that's not who you are. So open up to knowing that you are creating your journey. They're creating theirs. I'm creating mine. When we go together, then we're in harmony in the direction of our desire, and we feel good within. The only thing that can make us worry about how it affects others is that ego part of us. That part of us is, I like to call it just the not feel good. It just doesn't feel good. When we see that and we realize that we are in vibrational alignment. I do need to do this. I do need to be this. I do need to go there. I do need to have that. I am meant to do that. Then as you move in that direction, things are going to shift for a lot of things. But when you stay in true faith and trust that you've been inspired to move in that direction for your best and highest good, it does turn out to be for the best and highest good of all involved. And, we're human, and we can think we know, and we sure can say that we know how something's going to go. But I can tell you, in the almost 60 years of my life, that has just been proven wrong over and over to me. I can think of a million things of what could and gonna happen, and none of it happens. It's something completely different I never would have imagined. So, allow yourself to create for you. Know that creating for you and aligning with your desires vibrationally, and then following that, taking those inspired actions, you're always going in the best and highest direction. Um, so thank you, Lorianne, for bringing that message through for everyone, and I hope it resonates with you and gives you some really meaningful information for your day today. Okay, now Miss Deborah, I think we're gonna use this deck for you as well, and this is the well-being teaching cards from Esther Hicks, bringing Abraham through. No one else needs to know this. That's a very interesting card, don't you think? Where it comes up just very bluntly. No one else needs to know this. It is not necessary for even one other person to understand the law of the universe. For you are the attractor of your experience. Just you. You know, there's times, Deborah, where we really do get invested in, like, we found a way and we want to show everybody else the way and we want to bring them along. And they don't want to hear what we have to say. And then it becomes a conflict, or we don't think that we're, that we're meant to be connected, but trust and know that we are all meant to have individual beliefs and thoughts, and it's not necessary for anybody else to understand what you understand or to think the way you think. Um, that was something that was really fun for me, Deborah, when I was getting messages, and I used to think that everybody had common sense, and I used to say, well, I thought everybody had common sense until I started working, and then I realized that they don't. And then I got more and more into that, and Spirit finally revealed to me that, of course, they don't have the same common sense as me. Nobody does. I have my own. It may be similar to others, but not everybody is going to be similar to the other, and everybody is different. And their common sense told them to do that because that was their common sense. Even though that wasn't mine, doesn't mean it still wasn't common sense. Ah. And I don't have to see it as common sense, just as they don't have to see it me as common sense either. We don't have to understand each other, really. We just have to be open to accepting the differences and the contrast. And when we open up to not convincing anybody of anything, boy, what a relief that is in our journey. I've had bits and pieces of that release along my path, and I can tell you, from my experience, as I bring through often, Spirit makes me share my experiences, whether they're embarrassing or not. Um, it really does help me to know that nobody else has to understand exactly the way I feel, think, or do things, and I don't have to understand them, but I can accept them, and I can hope that they accept me, but I can't, and if they don't, that's okay. What a different way of approaching things. And, we talk about the laws of the universe, laws of attraction. There's many laws in the universe. There's the law of gravity. There's many different ones. But the law of attraction and the law of understanding really is an individual thing. And when we know it, live it, we have attracted and brought into our journey what we're meant to have and attract. And when we're not working with it, then it kind of goes on its own and does its own thing, and we still live in the results of that. So as you start to see how energy works, even the laws of the universe, excuse me, we can start being conscious and making those choices energetically so that we do have more positive experiences. And as others see us and maybe they get interested, that's when we share with them. But we don't have to convince anybody. Um, you are a major manifester. I have to say, Deborah, like, you just want everybody to know about it because and what Spirit's asking me to add on for you as well is so often we get our sights set on something specific. Please allow it to always end with, or even more than I could ever imagine that you would grace me with. something in that, because it really is, as humans, we'll limit ourselves and only into our um, little teeny quadrant of experience, when there's such a vastness of resources and experiences in this journey that we'll never know. There's no way we'll ever know everything in this life during our journey. But the more we experience, the better. Okay, Miss Dawn, thank you for being here today. It's such an honor to share messages with you from Spirit. I'm going to stay with Esther Hicks bringing Abraham through um, for you for this, um, and ask Spirit to bring only the best and highest good. Um, Miss Dawn is such a wonderful light in my life. I'm so blessed to be able to, and honored to share with you. Whatever I give attention to, wanted or unwanted, I am creating. Again, it's just amazing on how there is. I know it's a deck of cards. I use a couple, but even using the two deck of cards, there's been quite a bit of a theme of that. Of whatever I think about is what I create. So it's been pretty interesting for all of us to get that repetition of message today. So I'm trying to get that in. Oh, and the beautiful background, that's from Miss Dawn. Just want to give you a little credit in there. Um, you were born with a magnificent emotional guidance system that lets you know in every moment exactly what vibrational content is, which is being matched by the law of attraction. As it is your desire to feel good and your practice to choose good feeling thoughts, only good things will come to you. This is such a great, it's a long written thing. You were born with a magnificent emotional guidance. That's quite a word there, Miss Dawn. Magnificent. You have such a energy of connection with others. Um, some of us think of it as a curse because we're too emotional. That's what we've been taught to think. But that's not it. You have a magnificent emotional guidance system that lets you know in every moment exactly what your vibrational content is, which is being matched by the law of attraction. So that means that when we are feeling not so good, the law of attraction is bringing not so good feelings more and more. But as it is your desire to feel good and your practice to choose good feeling thoughts, only good things will come to you. And that is the universal law that plays for all of us. Um, Spirit really broke it down to me. I like things simple, simple English. My father used to say, just give it to me in simple English. Is there is no do and don't when it comes to spirit, right? There's no differentiating. I want that. I don't want that. We were created logical beings, and as with that being said, logically, we're not going to spend all our time thinking about what we don't want. Logically, we're going to put our desire in the direction of what it is that we are most desiring. So that's how Creator is looking at this, is where are you putting, what balloon of your energy are you building up, blowing up, paying attention to? Is it the I don't wants, or is it the wants? And whichever one you're blowing up is the vibrational beam that you're sending up the strongest. And that's what Spirit's going to connect with. It's not the do and don't. You would think, well, Spirit should know. God knows that I don't want that. I keep saying I don't want that. Well, it's words. And again, we know at the beginning of this live today, it was brought through, and Spirit's bringing through it again, is words are things, and things can be changed and interpreted and judged and that's not anything that creator connects with. Creator only connects with energy and its thoughts. And thoughts are things. We've even been gifted to be brilliant enough to make instruments to measure that energy, so we can do brain scans, and we see that there is energy being produced. Well, that energy is what creator connects with. So we all can stay in the wanted, and yep, we're going to slip in the unwanted every now and then. But Esther Hicks is famous for telling us, and that's where that magnificent emotional guidance system is. We can go one step up. We can go another step up. You can go another step up. You may not be able to jump from the bottom all the way to the top. That's okay. Just keep reaching for that next good feeling thought. And that is a wonderful message to be brought through today to share with everyone. And I thank you, Dawn, for coming here and asking for some guidance from Spirit today. It really is truly always divine when messages come through, and I feel so honored to be able to connect others with Spirit messages. It's been something that I've um, always had the ability to do, just haven't always shared with everyone um, that was something that was possible. I've not always been encouraged, and but this little guy, there you go. He's one of my encouragers. Um, Definitely blessed with Bob and Cindy in my life when they came in. Lots of this just popped, you could say. Um, I had released the judgment. Are you gonna say hi to everybody, or are you just gonna keep? All right, you're just gonna keep giving love. Um, I just had stifled it after having some not so great experiences, which so many of us do with foreknowings. But trust and know that we are all intuitive beings. We are all connected with Source and with Creator, and we have our own direct line, and we can feel what our vibration um, is resonating with or not resonating with. So it's not a good or bad, it's resonating or not. Spirit's asking me to share today. And Oreo is just so happy to be here. He, uh, he's been such a blessing to us. So I guess it's time to sign off, and he's letting me know we're at the end here. I'm Donna Marie Crawford. You can find out all you need to know about me, and probably more than you want to know, at donnamariecrawford.com. And I also have freetobepsychic.com, where you'll find out a whole bunch of fun stuff. It's a wonderful group, and I do have a private inner circle where we get together and a couple times a month, and there's a library of wonderful classes and live calls, and such a wonderful community to support you in being intuitive and connecting with Source and yourself and what does resonate with you. Thank you again for being here. And we will see you again next week, right, Oreo? He likes this spot because he can see out the window. We've been very lucky to have some deer across the street. And this is my little Hawkeye. He sees them all. So we'll sign off today. And again, thank you to all the veterans that are in life and in spirit and provide us with the ability to have a very free and peaceful journey in our lives. And thank you to the families as well. Quite a sacrifice for everyone who is. I have so many good friends that are even active service now, retired, um, thinking about going in. And Space Force is a fun thing to think about. That's Bob and I picked up on starting out. So we're going to even be having a force that travels into the universe. What wonderful things we could discover. Have a blessed day, all. Thank you again.